Resilience. The definition of resilience, according to Webster, is the ability to spring back into shape, the ability to recover quickly from difficult and tough situations. Resilience is having multiple redundant means of meeting one's needs, having a buffer or stored resources, and the ability to switch easily between different potential solutions. One of the most important shifts that Adam Taggart, the author of Prosper, helped me understand is that resilience comes in the form of capital, and there are 8 different forms of resilient capital. Now, as you're thinking about these different resilient forms of capital, recognize that they are earned, exchanged, and invested. And once you have a larger concept, you'll understand at a deeper level what true resilience is. So here are the 8 forms of capital. Number 1 is financial capital. It's one that most people are intuitively familiar with. It's our money, it's our stocks, our bonds, our cryptocurrency, our gold, our silver, the income from our job, our expenses, our debt. It's what most people are most familiar with, money as a form of capital. However, there's another form of capital called social capital. That refers to the strength of our private and our public relationships. These are those relationships that we nurture and allow to guide us. They're also the ones that we have that are less intimate. Our vendors, our suppliers, the businesses in our local community who we exchange favors with, the people we connect with to draw upon for our needs, for our goods, for our services. And then the third type of capital is living capital. That's the land. It's the trees, it's the water, it's the soil, it's the animals. It's actually our bodies as well. It's our health, it's our fitness, it's our conditioning. I'm looking out the window here in my office and I can see 26 fruit trees on my property. I'm creating living capital right here on my own land. I also have built a CrossFit gym to support my physical well-being. These are all forms of capital living. And then a fourth type of capital is material capital. And that refers to the tangible things, our technologies, our tools, the things that we use in our business and our lives every day. If you have stored food, solar panels, your automobiles, all these things have material value. We refer to them as material capital. The fifth type of capital is knowledge capital. That includes the things that we know, how we apply our expertise. It's our knowledge base. It's everything we know and everything we don't know. It's capital. The sixth form of capital is emotional and spiritual capital, which is really our personal capacity to roll with the punches, to weather the inner storms of drama, to remain calm and centered. The seventh form of capital is cultural capital. That's the capital that defines our rituals, our habits, our routines inside the culture that we live. That's in the form of stories and songs, the ways that we gather with our local community, and how we invest in our local culture. And then the eighth form of capital is time capital. That's how we respect our time, how we respect our present moment, our respect for the future, and really developing a sense of productivity and engagement. Time capital really speaks to our fulfillment and our deeper purpose in every moment of our lives. Now, the true value of these 8 forms of capital framework is that it puts equal emphasis on each component individually. One is not better than the other. One is not more important than the other. So get rid of the notion that the only form of capital is money or a well-stocked house so you can hibernate away. Truly, resilience is knowing how to handle anything in life that is thrown at you. To really be truly resilient, to be really prosperous, we need a depth and a balance across all 8 forms of capital. So let's work this out. The 8 forms of capital: money, social, living, material, knowledge, emotional, spiritual, cultural, and time. Thinking of these 8 forms of capital What could and would you do today to become even more resilient? Again, money, social, living, material, knowledge, emotional and spiritual, cultural, and time. Thinking of these 8 forms of capital, what could and would you do today to become even more resilient? 25 to 30 words. Begin. Good work. 8 forms of capital: money, social, living, material, knowledge, emotional, spiritual, cultural, and time. When we have an equal distribution among all 8 forms, we experience resilience. I'm Joe Stump, your guide by your side. And this is a 1-minute private workout. Have an amazing and fascinating day exploring your resilience.